What am I talking about? Hi, welcome back to the channel. I am T, I am your host. We're back under one 1971 Plymouth Duster drag car. That could have been bad. Well, I may have mentioned in the last video on this car that the drive shaft did some things, which in turn broke some things. Well, I'm trying to get the old straps out of here. I want to put the drive shaft in it. The drive shaft is right here. I did have to do some cleaning on it, and I'm still not done doing that. I'm hitting that with some Scotch-Brite. It sat for a while after it was built, just out in the open in the garage, and this nice machine surface got surface rust all over it. Not to mention inside this dark hole there's a little bit of rust on the inside of that lip there. I've been cleaning the splines out, running a toothbrush in there, spraying brake clean, trying to get any bits and particles. I'm going to keep working on that, but I want to get this in. I have to find my straps too. At the moment they seem to be evading me. I did flush out the cooler lines. The lines are clean and now hooked up. I'm trying to figure out some of the wiring. We also need to find some spacers for here. On a stock style pan with this lip, you need a spacer to space this bracket away so you can actually tighten things up sufficiently. I need to throw a starter in it. That's almost ready to go. So and this one came with the car. It was in it before last time it ran. Check out this nice little bracket though. I also always upgrade these with this modified bracket. Here's a stock one. You see that comes off of the starter and pretty much goes straight up. Sometimes this block, sometimes these posts even interfere with the engine block, and that's a problem. I've seen guys just run the cables directly here. You can do that, but I've also seen doing that, tightening these down, cause the posts internally to sever, and you could potentially lose a connection there. So I always pitch these in favor of these. I also need to finish putting the flex plate bolts back in, getting those tight. And I think if we can get to that point, we can go back topside. Found them. It's a miracle in itself. Let me get this the rest of the way off. I'm trying to remember if that's still the yoke that I put on it. I wasted a sure grip in this. This thing was a good 11-second car for a long time with a sure grip in it. And it is a 741 case. Oh, that's a horrible case. Don't put that one in there. When it finally broke something, well, the sure grip's what gave away. So it's probably still got the same 456 gear set in it from way back when. I did put a yoke on it at some point because I had a drive shaft failure as well. Yoke is clean, drive shaft is in. Looks like I split that rear seal already. That's fun. So I don't know if I just didn't get that clean enough and it stretched it, tore it, or if the fact that it's been built for several years and just sat before it got a yoke put in it. So the trans does have to come back out again when we actually put a shield on it. Well, we are making a little bit of progress. I've got this gas dominator swapped over onto the car. Yeah, for starters, definitely going to run it on gasoline just to kind of get things broke in and all that fun stuff. Got the big headers put back on, and yeah, they are definitely still tight. But I'm hoping to get things warmed up, run the engine, and see if I can't move that collector upwards a little bit. And then I went and got one of these Holley throttle brackets to replace what was on there. I love this bracket. It worked really well on the Dart, so I figured we'll try to get on this. And say hi to Kuda. What's up, kitty? You want to help? Well, get over here. Get over here, grab a wrench. I hear Mini T. What are you doing, buddy? Where are you? Do you want to help work on cars? Nope. So I think we're actually pretty close. I've got the coil mounted. Got to pop this distributor back out though. We've got to prime the engine. I've got push rods to put in and valves to adjust. Looks pretty damp back there. So yeah, I'd say this thing's been leaking. Good likelihood of why the brakes are not building any pressure. This thing's been on the car for over 20 years. I put it on there way back when. This one's coming off. Well, this one's off. This one's off. This one's going back on. This is a brand new one that I actually bought for that. But I think we're a little bit a ways from putting brakes and master cylinders and such on that car. We just got to get this thing bench bled and then we'll park it on the car. Brake fluid is not kind to anything it touches, especially paint. The new master is on and tightened, and now it actually has a little bit of pedal. Not all of the pedal, but it has some, so we've got something to work with. When I've got some help, we'll bleed the brakes. In the meantime, I'm adding oil. I've got 4 quarts in down this side. All right, the distributor is out. I'm getting ready to prime this thing. It's probably not a big enough screwdriver, actually. Basically what I'm doing is I'm getting the screwdriver into the end of the distributor drive here. Also the oil pump drive. This is driven off of the camshaft. We're basically going to turn this counterclockwise, and that's going to work its way out. There you go. It's a beautiful bronze gear. Here's my oil pump priming shaft. Finally got around to buying me a new one. I loaned one out years ago. Don't remember where, who, or how. It never came back, obviously. I believe we're there. Now to grab the drill. We're going to spin this thing over and see if we can't get some oil pressure. Got some rags lined up below the cylinder heads, below the valve cover surface. My priming covers are over at the undisclosed location. I had them on the Moho motivator. Got the drill tight on the priming shaft. We're going to start spinning this thing counterclockwise. Hear that change? It looks like we picked up some oil finally. The battery's dying on the stupid drill. I need to have somebody watching the gauge. It's dropping. So it was making oil pressure. You'll notice you're not getting oil everywhere all the time. You need to turn the engine over. And I'll do that in small increments and just keep doing that till I've seen oil everywhere. Yeah, we've made a mess. I'm hearing oil down to the ground. That's where those valve covers come in real handy. So yeah, this will be a cleanup on aisle 5. That is kicking the crap out of this drill, that's for sure. We are definitely moving some oil. I do now regret not bringing home the other valve covers. We're going to keep priming just a little bit longer. that took a while. But I actually went ahead and kind of incorporated a valve lash setup to there. So the prime went well. I'll have to go back and review the footage of the in-car cam to see what the drill could do oil pressure wise. But it does seem it was somewhere upwards of 70. We'll have to do it again. What we'll want to do is get it warm and see where the valves have lashed themselves to at that point. Meaning this is an aluminum head motor. There is typically more growth in the lash on an aluminum head deal. So I gotta get the fan, I gotta get the radiator filled up. I need to put the distributor back in, tighten the plugs, hook up all the plug wires. For the first initial start, I'm probably just going to fill the bowls of the carburetor and run off that. I think we're gonna give it a whirl. I'm gonna get this wiring out of the way. So of course the starter won't work at the switch, so I've got some wiring issues to deal with. Tried to turn the fuel pump on and it immediately pops the fuse, so we've got something going on in the fuel pump circuit. The water pump and fan switches are backwards, so I don't know when and at what point that happened. So I'm gonna try and put those back to match the switch panel. And I overflowed the bowl, I guess, a little bit. Looks like it's all seeped down there. See if we got any action here. There we go, we got some action. I've got the timing kind of parked about where I think it should be. Let's see what happens. The ignition's on.
Ignition's on.
Just making sure we have some spark. So far it does not appear so. Riley's in here sitting pretty comfy.
No.
Go ahead and kill that switch. So I found the distributor was unplugged. That's awesome. Go ahead and turn the ignition switch on. I got spark. Yeah, here we go.
Ignition hot.
Pressure?
Bro, we were sitting at 80.
80 psi.
I cut the ignition, by the way.
Something's burning.
Yeah, there's a little bit of oil here and there and things.
Oil.
Some oil. Got to get it to where I can idle it. So let's see, where's my screwdriver? Let's see what happens, where it's at. What?
Ignition on.
Helps when you have the ignition on. Probably running out of gas already. Let's see. Distributor's locked out, so it's gonna suck anyway, and there's no timing retard in the blocks. Time to upgrade.
Why would you call the timing that?
I don't know. That way. likes that way a little better. Go ahead and turn it off for a second.
Okay.
We're a little low on fuel.
No.
Time to reload.
Yeah, it's consistently getting to 80 on the oil.
80 pounds of oil pressure.
That's pretty damn good.
I'm not sad about that at all.
Neither am I.
Hi, Riley.
Go ahead and give me some juice.
All right.
Where's that hot spot? We're gonna need that fuel pump working.
Yeah, we do.
So I'm gonna have to get that fuel pump wiring sorted out.
Yeah, I would say so.
It runs. Woo! But the carburetor's got issues too. This carburetor's sat around for a minute. Looks like I'm gonna need some accelerator pump gaskets. Definitely leaking there. And I thought we're leaking back here too. Couldn't run it long enough to get it get the idle set, or the timing for that matter. Let's dump some more gas in it and go one more time.
I think so.
I pulled the sight plug out so I can actually see when I fill the bowl up. There we go. I gotta get some in the back bowl as well.
It's always good to have a full bowl.
It's always good to have a full bowl. Okay, ignition boy.
Okay, we're fine.
Sucks that can't run it very long. Need to get it warmed up and such and check a bunch of stuff. But good news, we've got another checklist of things we got to fix, so that's pretty cool. But she's alive. Oh man, it's been a long time coming for that. Well, I think we're gonna call it for this video. You heard some noises. Some loud sounds, some fantastic noises. It actually sounded really good for the brief moment that we heard it. Yeah, let's see. Let's put this list together really quick. We've got a little bit of a water leak over here on the sending G unit. Still leaking? No, it magically fixed itself. No, it's still leaking. I actually do still have to hook up the fan. But good news, the fan and the water pump wiring are reversed from what the switch panel says. So that's pretty cool. At least we know that now. And then the carb, it looks like we need to do a little bit of a refresh. New gaskets. These accelerator pumps. They're little gushers right there. So thanks to this guy, Riley, for sitting in the cockpit and looking at the gauges and telling me we had 80 pounds of oil pressure. Thanks to Mrs. T behind me for doing some camera work, making sure that I had both hands available for the task at hand. And thanks for this 500 for starting. That was pretty awesome. If you're a subscriber, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. If you're not, please give that some consideration. I'd love to have you on board. This is just the beginning for this 1971 Plymouth Duster. I guess the beginning again. This is just the beginning of the resurgence for this 1971 Plymouth Duster. Hopefully great things in store for this car and our drag racing adventures in the future. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Fuel pump works. That means we've got a wiring issue, which is more fun.